8 exercises that activate the body's self-healing and eliminate pain. You'll regret ignoring them in 10 years. As we age, it's natural for the human body to begin showing signs of wear, joint pain, muscle stiffness, discomforts that didn't exist before. Data from the World Health Organization shows that 70% of adults over 50 suffer from chronic pain that directly impacts their quality of life. Daily tasks become challenges, mobility decreases, and most concerning, when ignored, these conditions progressively worsen. What is mild discomfort today can transform into severe limitation in 5 or 10 years. Studies prove that untreated stiffness and pain increase by up to 40% over a decade, compromising your independence and well-being. That's why today you'll see 8 exercises that activate the body's self-healing and eliminate pain. Effective home exercises to reverse this process before it's too late. Stay tuned until the end, because number 5 is the best. Before we begin, please tell us through the comments your name and the city where you're watching our content from. We'd love to know. Now let's get to the exercises that will transform your body. Exercise number 8, resting squat. The resting squat is a position that our ancestors naturally maintained for hours during the day, but that most modern adults have completely lost the ability to perform. This exercise intensely works the mobility of ankles, knees, and hips simultaneously, while deeply stretching the entire posterior chain. The benefits go far beyond flexibility. Maintaining this position regularly decompresses the lumbar spine, improves digestion by massaging internal organs, and restores natural movement patterns that prevent injuries. When you lose the ability to squat deeply, your body begins to compensate in other joints, overloading knees and back. This explains why so many people develop chronic lower back pain without ever having suffered a specific injury. To execute correctly, position your feet slightly wider than shoulder width, with toes slightly pointed outward. Descend slowly, keeping your heels completely planted on the floor and torso upright. Your hips should get close to your heels while knees naturally open to the sides. If you can't keep your heels on the floor initially, hold onto a support in front of you or place a small wedge under your heels temporarily. The main errors to avoid are forcing the descent too much in the first days, letting knees collapse inward, and lifting heels off the floor. Start by holding the position for 20 to 30 seconds and gradually progress until you can comfortably hold it for 2 to 3 minutes. Practice 1 to 3 times daily, preferably in the morning upon waking and at night before sleeping. This exercise has no significant contraindications, but people with acute injuries to knees or ankles should wait for recovery before practicing it intensely. Exercise number 7, dead bug. Dead bug is one of the most underestimated exercises for building a truly functional core and eliminating lower back pain at the root. Unlike traditional AB exercises that focus only on movement, the dead bug teaches your body to maintain spinal stability while limbs move independently. This is exactly the pattern you use when walking, running, or performing any daily activity. The exercise primarily works the transversus abdominis, the deep muscle responsible for stabilizing your spine like a natural belt, in addition to the obliques and rectus abdominis. When these muscles are weak, your lower back is exposed and vulnerable. Think about it. Every time you bend to pick something up from the floor without engaging your core, you're putting direct pressure on the vertebral discs. Over time, this accumulated pressure generates hernias, protrusions, and chronic pain. To execute the dead bug, lie on your back with arms extended vertically above your chest and legs, elevated with knees bent at 90 degrees. The absolute key to the exercise is keeping your lower back completely pressed to the floor throughout the entire movement. Slowly extend one arm above your head while simultaneously extending the opposite leg, keeping the other leg and arm in the initial position. Return to center and repeat with the opposite side. The movement should be controlled and deliberate, not fast. The most common errors are allowing the lower back to arch when extending limbs, holding your breath, and using momentum instead of muscular control. If you feel your lower back losing contact with the floor, don't extend the limbs as far or keep knees more bent. Execute 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 12 repetitions per side, focusing on absolute movement quality. This exercise is safe for practically everyone, but people with acute lumbar hernias should consult a professional before starting. Exercise number 6, Cossack squat. The Cossack squat is a lateral mobility movement that most people never practice, and exactly because of this, it's so transformative. We live in a world that moves us only forward and backward, walking, running, climbing stairs. We rarely move laterally with complete amplitude, and this creates deep muscular imbalances and loss of hip mobility. This exercise intensely works the adductors, abductors, glutes, and all hip-stabilizing musculature, while dramatically improving ankle and hip mobility in multiple movement planes. When your hips lose lateral mobility, your body compensates by excessively rotating the lower back and knees, creating joint stress that eventually manifests as pain. The Cossack squat reverses this by restoring natural range of motion. To execute, stand with feet much wider than shoulder width. Shift your weight completely to one leg, bending that knee while keeping the other leg extended with foot pointing upward. Descend as far as you can while keeping the heel of the bent leg on the floor and torso relatively upright. You'll feel a deep stretch on the inner thigh of the extended leg. Push back to the starting position and repeat to the other side. The main errors are letting the heel of the supporting leg come off the floor, excessively leaning the torso forward, and forcing amplitude beyond what your current mobility allows. Start slowly and respect your limits. Execute 3 sets of 6 to 8 repetitions for each side, 2 to 3 times per week. If you have knee or hip injuries in acute phase, modify the amplitude or wait for recovery before practicing with full intensity. Exercise number 5. Glute bridge. The glute bridge is much more than an aesthetic exercise to develop the largest muscle in the human body. Having strong glutes is absolutely essential for eliminating lower back pain, improving posture, and maintaining functional independence as you age. The gluteus maximus is responsible for hip extension, the movement you use to rise from a chair, climb stairs, or simply stand up. When your glutes are weak, other muscles need to compensate, especially the spinal erectors in the lower back region. This is why millions of people suffer from back pain without ever realizing that the root of the problem is glute weakness. Additionally, well-developed glutes significantly increase your resting caloric expenditure due to the epoch effect, since larger muscles constantly demand more energy. This exercise also works the hamstrings and strengthens the entire posterior chain of the body. To execute correctly, lie on your back with knees bent and feet planted on the floor close to your glutes. Keep arms beside your body. Contract your glutes intensely and elevate your hips until forming a straight line from knees to shoulders. The secret is pushing through your heels and focusing on squeezing the glutes at the top of the movement, not just elevating the hips. Hold the contraction for 2 seconds at the top before descending in a controlled manner. The most common errors are excessively arching the lower back when elevating, pushing more with the lower back than with the glutes, and not maintaining the contraction at the top of the movement. You'll know you're doing it right when you feel your glutes burning, not your lower back. Execute 3 to 4 sets of 12 to 15 repetitions daily. When it becomes easy, progress to the unilateral version. This exercise is extremely safe and has practically no contraindications, being recommended even for people with lower back pain. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Having constant access to science-based information is what will make you progress with long-term health in the world of bodybuilding. Exercise number 4. Cat-cow. The cat-cow is probably the most powerful exercise for spinal mobility and back pain relief that exists. Your spine was designed to move, but most people spend the entire day in a single position, sitting. This prolonged immobility causes stiffness in the vertebral discs, weakens stabilizing muscles, and creates dysfunctional movement patterns. The cat-cow restores segmental spinal mobility, segment by segment, while strengthening deep core muscles and improving your spine's proprioception. When you consciously move your spine through complete flexion and extension, you're lubricating vertebral joints, hydrating discs, and re-establishing neural communication with muscles that may have been inactive for years. This movement works the spinal erectors, deep abdominal muscles, and all paravertebral musculature. To execute, position yourself on all fours, with hands directly below shoulders and knees below hips. Begin the cat phase by arching your spine upward while letting your head drop naturally and pushing the floor with your hands. Imagine you're creating a mountain with your spine. Hold for 2 seconds. Then slowly transition to the cow phase, arching your spine downward while elevating your head and chest, creating a valley with your spine. The movement should be fluid and segmental, not abrupt. Focus on moving each vertebra individually like a wave traveling through your spine. The main errors are executing the movement too fast without control, moving only the lumbar region while ignoring the thoracic and cervical, and holding your breath. Synchronize your breathing. Exhale during cat, inhale during cow. Execute 2 to 3 sets of 10 to 15 complete repetitions, 1 to 2 times daily, especially in the morning upon waking when the spine is stiffest. This exercise is safe for practically everyone, but people with acute vertebral injuries should begin with reduced amplitude. Exercise number 3. Farmer's walk. The farmer's walk seems too simple to be effective, but it's exactly its simplicity that makes it so powerful. This exercise replicates one of the most fundamental patterns of human existence, carrying things while walking. Our bodies were sculpted by millions of years carrying food, tools, and materials while we moved. When you stop doing this, you lose a critical functional capacity that affects everything from your posture to your core strength. The farmer's walk works absolutely everything: forearms and grip strength, shoulders and trapezius as stabilizers, entire core keeping the body upright against uneven load, and legs as the support base. What makes this exercise particularly valuable for eliminating pain is that it forces your body to stabilize the spine under real load while moving, exactly what you need to do in real life. People with weak cores have difficulty holding objects without compensating with the lower back, creating chronic pain. To execute, hold a weight in each hand with arms extended beside your body. Keep shoulders back and down, chest elevated, and gaze forward. Walk in a straight line, keeping core tight and spine neutral. The challenge isn't just holding the weight, but preventing your torso from tilting sideways or your shoulders from elevating. Execute 3 to 4 sets of walks of 20 to 30 meters, 2 to 3 times per week. Progress by gradually increasing weight, not distance. Common errors are using excessive weights that compromise posture, walking too fast while losing control, letting shoulders elevate toward ears, and tilting the torso laterally. Start with moderate weights that you can carry for 30 to 40 seconds while maintaining perfect form. People with serious shoulder problems or disc hernias should consult a professional before adding significant load. Exercise number 2, dead hang. The dead hang is simply hanging from a bar, but the benefits for your spine and shoulder health are extraordinary. When you hang freely, gravity pulls your body downward, decompressing each vertebra and creating space between vertebral discs. This decompression effect is especially powerful for people who spend the day sitting, since the sitting position constantly compresses the discs. The dead hang also stretches the pectoral muscles and front of the shoulders that become shortened from sitting posture, while strengthening the shoulder musculature responsible for stabilization. Another massive benefit is the decompression of nerves that exit the spine, especially in the cervical and thoracic region. When your spine is compressed, these nerves can become pinched, causing pain, tingling, and loss of strength in the arms. Hanging regularly relieves this pressure. To execute, grab a bar with hands slightly wider than shoulder width and simply let your body hang freely. Keep shoulders active and not completely relaxed to protect the joints. Your feet can lightly touch the floor if necessary initially. Breathe deeply and allow gravity to do the work. Start with 3 to 4 sets of 10 to 20 seconds and progress until you can hold for 1 continuous minute. Practice 3 to 4 times per week. The main errors are excessively swinging the body, tensing the shoulders too much instead of allowing controlled stretching, and trying to hold beyond your current capacity, forcing the hands. If you can't hold on, there's no problem using your feet as light support. People with acute shoulder injuries or serious problems with joint instability should avoid this exercise until adequate recovery. Exercise number 1, wall angel. The wall angel is a powerful corrective exercise to reverse the posture of rounded shoulders and head projected forward that practically all of us develop from spending hours looking at screens. This posture not only harms your appearance, but creates chronic muscle tension in the neck, shoulders, and upper back. Over time, this tension transforms into headaches, neck pain, and limited shoulder movement. The wall angel works the rhomboid muscles and middle trapezius that pull shoulders backward, while stretching the pectorals and front of the shoulders. It also trains scapular retraction, a movement pattern you should use in practically all pulling exercises, but that most people have completely lost. To execute, stand with your back completely against a wall, including head, shoulders, and hips. Position arms bent at 90 degrees with the backs of hands trying to touch the wall, forming a W with your arms. Slowly slide your arms upward along the wall until forming a Y, maintaining constant contact of the backs of hands with the wall. Return in a controlled manner to the starting position. What makes this exercise challenging is keeping all parts of the body in contact with the wall while moving your arms. Execute 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 12 slow and controlled repetitions, daily if possible, especially if you work sitting down. The most common errors are arching the lower back when raising arms, allowing the head or shoulders to lose contact with the wall, and elevating shoulders toward ears instead of keeping them lowered. This exercise is extremely safe and beneficial for practically everyone, being one of the best for reversing the postural damage of modern life. If you liked this and also want to discover the exercises used by the Japanese to double leg strength even after 60, we've left a video appearing right now on screen showing each of them better. Don't miss it. Thank you for watching until here, and may God bless you, my friend.